In this episode we look at what we believe is one of the major causes of marine diesel's failure. Most marine diesels in leisure boats have a water-cooled or wet exhaust. The exhaust gases from the manifold are mixed in a mixing elbow with raw water from the heat exchanger and then ejected out through the exhaust pipe. The hot gases hitting the cool water form carbonisation or carbon build-up within the exhaust. And here's some examples. This is from a Volvo Penta D1-30F. There was just 12mm of clearance through the exhaust. And the next two pictures are from a Volvo Penta D1-30B. There was hardly any clearance inside the exhaust, less than 5mm, and the water injection point on the elbow was almost completely clogged. Now, I'm not singling out Volvo engines. It happens to many marine diesels, more so the non-turboed engines and those with cast iron water injection elbows. This can increase back pressure in the exhaust and even put water into the manifold. This is our new water injection elbow, which is stainless steel, and the reason we're replacing it is the Volvo Penta non-turbo engines tend to clog up in here, and I'll show you a picture of one that's clogged up because I have one. And our engine's done about 800 hours. We know that it was partially blocked because we took it off last season and had a look, and it was okay to carry on, but we're going to take it off and replace it because these ones will clean out with acid much better being stainless steel rather than cast iron. So exhaust gases come in here from the exhaust manifold and then go down this pipe. There's a water injection hose goes on there, which comes through your heat exchanger, which is about here, comes through here in there, and then gets injected in a little hole down there. I don't know if you can see it, and into the exhaust, and then out the transom. So David's here to give us a hand. He's going to do his as well, and he's not done one before, so he's got the same engine as me, a D1-30, and he's going to take a look. So this is in Pavadis's D1-30F Volvo Penta. Delivers 30 horsepower. As you can see, we keep the engine bay as clean as we can, and the reason for that is if you've got a water leak or an oil leak, you won't see it on a dirty engine, so we try and keep it as clean as possible. Meanwhile, over the back here is our injection manifold, and this hose here, you can see that, let's get the camera straight, that's the injection elbow point or injection point. This is the exhaust, and there's 4 bolts here that we've got to undo and 4 Jubilee clips to get this off. So Jubilee clips off first, and I'm using a socket, small socket, rather than a screwdriver.
Better purchase. Yeah,
better purchase, and if you slip, you're not going to damage any of the hose or pipes or cables in here, and it is quite tight.
Yeah, good idea.
So now I'm going to take off the Jubilee clips on the injection hose. To make it easier, I'm going to take the air filter off and give me some room to get some purchase.
Is there anything in the air filter?
Yeah, there's Volvo, in their infinite wisdom, actually made an air filter that you can't replace the air filter element on.
You have to replace the whole plastic.
The whole thing, which is about £50. Call it a silencer box as well. I guess there's quite a bit of induction noise, but Volvo, in their wisdom, sealed up the box. You can't get in there, so you have to buy a complete new box at about £50, I think they are,
for the simple filter inside.
Paper filter that's probably about £2, £2 to buy. Okay, so here it's coming off now.
You're pulling it off the studs.
Just literally dropping it off the studs. we get it in the light, you can see with this camera that the diameter of it is reduced by probably ½ an inch in the worst place and ¼ inch in the best place. So
really,
yeah, aquaferta in there, I think. You see it?
Oh, that's
right. That's the injection part.
Oh yeah, that's all
and
gunged up.
You see it's all gunged up. So I'll take this off now and put it in some aquaferta.
Good old aquaferta.
And we'll so after 20 minutes of being in aquaferta, it's still bubbling out of there. Let me just show you what aquaferta is. So this is aquaferta, and it's, you can read there, it's concentrated chloric acid at 20%, so basically brick cleaner. We've cleaned it with aquaferta, and I'll just put a torch down here so you can see what the inside's like. So just to recap, if your injection elbow gets blocked here or here or even here, water may get into your exhaust manifold and into the valves and then possibly into the bores. At the very least, the engine will run bad, you'll have back pressure and a lack of cooling water. Right. Yeah, you need to torque it down as if it was a cylinder head.
Oh, so you have to use a torque wrench?
You should use a torque wrench, and they're about 12 feet-pound, I think, something like that.
I don't have a torque wrench.
I have a torque wrench in the front.
Oh, well, why am I not surprised that you have?
But in this case,
probably haven't got enough room, have you? Because
there's not enough room to put a torque wrench in there. So another top tip is that spanner is 6 inches long.
Yeah. And
we want 12 feet-pounds.
Yes.
So we want 24 pounds of pressure on the end of a 6-inch ratchet.
Right.
Yeah, and that will give you
12 torque pounds.
12 feet-pounds of.
12 feet-pounds of torque.
Okay, and the one that's on the back of the heat exchanger, which is the one I'm doing now, the back of the heat exchanger is plastic, not metal.
Right.
So you've got to be careful.
Don't over-tighten.
Don't crush it. Okay, so now I need to get a piece of rag in there and just clean that up.
You've got a piece of towel.
Piece of paper towel. The last thing is, and this is the bit that everybody finds difficult,
What, is putting the pipe back on?
is putting the pipe back on. But with that little,
It's gone stiff and brittle with age, I guess.
yeah. But mine goes on fine.
Is it on?
It's on. We've got 2 Jubilee clips, and we just do them up. One about ½ an inch or so, 12mm from the end of the pipe.
Yeah. And the other one down at the base.
And then the other one, yeah, about ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch away from that. And what we do is put the Jubilee clip heads away from each other in opposite directions,
Right.
so that the compression is uniform around the pipe. So I think what we'll do before we put the exhaust box back on, that's it all done. Sorry, the air box on. What we'll do is we'll run it without the air box.
Right.
Make sure we haven't got any leaks. Let's go. Right, Cindy, can you start the engine? Okay. you hold the GoPro. It's a bit noisy because we're running it without the airbox, but yeah.
There's the water coming out the back. Good flow.
Perfect. Side by side, you can see this hole here is over half an inch. Yeah, well over half an inch, and this one is fairly badly clogged up. I would say it's lost half of its capability. See that?
Better?
That's better, yeah. And then if we look down the business end, the exhaust end, David, and compare those two, this one is significantly reduced in diameter to compare with that one. And then at the other end where the exhaust injects, you can see the difference there.
Dramatically.
It really is quite dramatic, and that's just 1,000 hours. And as you know, I run my engines hard, so that's on a similar boat. It would be much worse.
Where it's been idling a lot of the time.
Yeah. Volvo don't make a stainless steel exhaust elbow for my engine, but these guys do, and they're very reasonably priced, the same as a cast one from Volvo. Here's the part number for the gasket. So David, yesterday you graciously helped me take off my exhaust manifold and replace it with a new one, and we cleaned the old one out to keep as a spare, just in case.
Well, I think I was just passing you tools, but yeah, I did watch.
And today you've taken yours off.
I have. There it is.
And it was on how many years?
Well, the boat's 2005, so we think probably 14 years.
Right.
But I certainly couldn't have done it without watching you yesterday do yours.
Ah, very gracious.
I'm quite pleased, because I said to you before I pushed pens for a career, didn't turn spanners. So I really am pleased with that first job that I've done.
And what was the condition?
It was very, very bad. The intake hole here was almost closed. The plate that fits onto the what's that? The exhaust manifold?
Exhaust manifold, yeah.
Yeah. That was probably at least a third, almost a half blocked, and it's still got some rust in there now, but there's not much more we can do with that. But hopefully I'll have some volume of water running out of the end of my exhaust tomorrow.
And no back pressure.
And no back pressure. I tried like you did to take the studs out, but I was frightened to death of snapping a stud in the block. Yeah. So I took the first one out, which was quite easy, but the next three I've left in, so I've just cleaned up the plate like you told me to.
Yeah.
I put some 600 wet and dry on both faces. I just need to get some gasket gunk for tomorrow, and then try and put it back together.
Brilliant.
So thank you for my lesson yesterday, and I am stunningly happy with having taken this lump of cast iron off my boat, or off the engine anyway.
Cheers, mate.
My pleasure.
Some engines are worse than others for clogging up. Symptoms if you notice them before it's too late. 1. Reduced power or water from the exhaust. Number 2. Black smoke or normally soot in the exhaust water. Number 3. Poor starting. Number 4. Swollen raw water hoses before the injection elbow. And number 5. Exhaust gases blow back through the exhaust valve, causing wear and even higher crankcase pressure.
So why does this happen on marine diesels? When a large diesel engine is fitted to a truck or a car, the manifold can glow red hot, and this burns most of the carbon away. Sometimes you can even see sparks coming out the exhaust, if the engine's working hard. On a marine diesel, the exhaust gases are cooled very rapidly in the exhaust elbow, and this causes the carbonisation. Seawater also contains a lot of calcium, and when this solidifies in the exhaust, it blocks it up. We hope this video has been useful.
Please like, subscribe and share with your friends. Give us a thumbs up and some comments.
Sail safe!